Hi everyone, we'll be talking about weather and climate. This is the second presentation. This is created for grade 5 students. Air pressure. The air around you has weight and it presses against everything it touches. The pressure is called atmospheric pressure or air pressure. Air pressure is commonly measured with a barometer. Air is made up of gases which are further broken down into tiny molecules. These molecules are very active and spread out. We do not see them, but they play a big role in weather. As the air is heated on a warm day, the molecules in the air move faster and further apart. When the molecules are cooled down, they move slower and more closer together. These are two different types of barometers that measure air pressure. Air pressure is determined by three things: temperature, altitude, and moisture. Temperature. As air gets warmer, it expands. This expansion causes the density of the air to decrease, which results in low pressure. When air gets colder, on the other hand, it shrinks. This shrinking causes the air to become denser, which leads to higher air pressure. This phenomenon is why areas near the equator, which are hot, generally have low air pressure, and areas near the north and south poles, which are cold, have high air pressure. Density. So what is density? Density is a word we use to describe how much space an object or substance takes up, its volume, in relation to the amount of matter in that object or substance, which is its mass. In another way, density is a measurement that compares the amount of matter an object has to its volume. An object with a lot of matter in a certain amount of volume has high density. An object with little matter in the same amount of volume has low density. Altitude. The higher you are above sea level, the less dense the air is. As less dense air weighs less, it produces lower air pressure, which is why it can be difficult to breathe on top of a tall mountain. It also explains why your ears will pop when you're going up or down a mountain in a car. Your inner ear has air trapped in it, and as the air pressure outside decreases, the air trapped in your ear will cause the eardrums to push outward. This expansion is what causes the pop. Moisture. The amount of moisture in the air also affects the density of the air and therefore the air pressure. Warm, wet air is less dense and has lower air pressure, while cool, dry air is more dense and has higher air pressure. One of the most interesting aspects of air pressure is that when a pocket of air pressure is changed, things begin to move. This pressure difference that creates movement is what causes wind, tornadoes, and many other weather phenomena. High pressure areas usually have dry, good weather, and areas of low pressure have precipitation. Wind. Wind is air in motion. It is produced by the uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun. Since the Earth's surface is made of various land and water formations, it absorbs the sun's radiation unevenly. Two factors are necessary to specify wind: speed and direction. What makes the wind blow? A difference in air pressure is what causes the wind to blow. Wind is simply air moving from a place of high air pressure to a place of low air pressure. The greater the difference in the air pressure, the stronger the winds. Clouds. What are clouds? A cloud is a large collection of very tiny droplets of water or ice crystals. The droplets are so small and light that they can float in the air. How are clouds formed? All air contains water, but near the ground it is usually in the form of an invisible gas called water vapor. When warm air rises, it expands and cools. Cool air can't hold as much water vapor as warm air, so some of the vapor condenses onto tiny pieces of dust that are floating in the air and forms a tiny droplet around each dust particle. When billions of these droplets come together, they become a visible cloud. These are the different types of clouds. One diagram shows the shape of the clouds. The other one shows how clouds are categorized. Clouds can be high clouds, which are cirrus, middle clouds, which begin with the word alto, low clouds, which have the word stratus in them, and they can be vertical clouds, which have the word cumulus in them. Each cloud type is found at a different height based on if they're located in the tropics, mid-latitudes, or polar regions. Cirrus clouds. Cirrus clouds are the most common of the high clouds. They are composed of ice and are thin, wispy clouds blown in high winds into long streamers. Cirrus clouds are usually white and predict fair to pleasant weather. By watching the movement of cirrus clouds, you can tell from which direction weather is approaching. When you see cirrus clouds, it usually indicates that a change in the weather will occur within 24 hours. Cirrostratus clouds are thin, sheet-like high clouds that often cover the entire sky. They are so thin that the sun and moon can be seen through them. Cirrostratus clouds usually come 12 to 24 hours before a rain or snowstorm. Stratocumulus clouds appear as small, rounded, white puffs that appear in long rows. The small ripples in the Stratocumulus clouds sometimes resemble the scales of a fish. Stratocumulus clouds are usually seen in the winter and indicate fair but cold weather. In tropical regions, they may indicate an approaching hurricane. Alto clouds. These are the middle clouds. Alto stratus clouds are gray or blue-gray, mid-level clouds composed of ice crystals and water droplets. The clouds usually cover the entire sky. In the thinner areas of the clouds, the sun may be dimly visible as a round disk. Alto stratus clouds often form ahead of storms with continuous rain or snow. Altocumulus clouds are mid-level clouds that are made of water droplets and appear as gray puffy masses. They usually form in groups. If you see altocumulus clouds on a warm, sticky morning, be prepared to see thunderstorms late in the afternoon. Stratus clouds are uniform grayish clouds that often cover the entire sky. They resemble fog that doesn't reach the ground. Light mist or drizzle sometimes falls out of these clouds. Stratocumulus clouds are low, puffy, and gray. Most form in rows with blue sky visible in between them. Rain rarely occurs with stratocumulus clouds. However, they can turn into nimbostratus clouds. Nimbostratus clouds form a dark gray, wet-looking cloud layer associated with continuously falling rain or snow. They often produce precipitation that is usually light to moderate. Cumulus clouds are white, puffy clouds that look like pieces of floating cotton. Cumulus clouds are often called fair weather clouds. The base of each cloud is flat, and the top of each cloud has rounded towers. These clouds grow upward, and they can develop into giant cumulonimbus clouds, which are thunderstorm clouds. Cumulonimbus clouds are thunderstorm clouds. High winds can flatten the top of the cloud into an anvil-like shape. Cumulonimbus clouds are associated with heavy rain, snow, hail, lightning, and even tornadoes. The anvil usually points in the direction the storm is moving. Now we'll talk about some special clouds. Mammatus clouds are low-hanging bulges that droop from cumulonimbus clouds. Mammatus clouds are usually associated with severe weather. Lenticular clouds are caused by a wave wind pattern created by the mountains. They look like discs or flying saucers that form near mountains. Fog is a cloud on the ground. It is composed of billions of tiny water droplets floating in the air. Fog exists if the atmospheric visibility near the Earth's surface is reduced to 1 kilometer or less. Green clouds are often associated with severe weather. The green color is not completely understood, but it is thought to have something to do with having a high amount of liquid water droplets and hail inside the clouds. In the Great Plains region of the U.S., green clouds are associated with storms likely to produce hail and tornadoes.